How's it going out there, everybody in Global Hack Week land? My name is Rosendo from MLH. If you're joining us, if you're in the chat, if you're in the stream, please let us know. I know you're just getting wrapped up with opening ceremony. I just want to let everyone know we're really excited to be having you here today to be kicking off Global Hack Week Beginners Week with an amazing workshop. All right, looks like we've got folks in here. Howdy, Rosendo. Love to see it. Love to see it. We're going to wait for folks to get through the ad block here. And in the meanwhile, let's just go ahead and do a quick survey around the room. Let us know where you're joining from. Let us know how excited you are to be at Global Hack Week. Love to know where everyone's at this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, depending on the part of the world you're joining us from. We got some folks from India. That's amazing. We've got some folks from Canada, Dallas. Truly a global hack week here. All right, so we got Austin, Texas, TX. This is amazing. We've got a ton of folks in here. I just want to start off by saying we've got an amazing workshop set up for you today. It's going to be folks from CKEditor coming in to show y'all how to build an application with CKEditor Builder 5 Builder. Pardon me, a little bit of a tongue twister for me. But if you're familiar with CKEditor, or if this is your first time, this is still going to be a good workshop for you because we're actually going to be showing you some new things that you may not have seen before and may be new to you, even if you're familiar with CKEditor. And obviously, if you've never used it before, this is a great time to get accustomed to it and to get acclimated to the platform. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring up Andre, who is a developer advocate from CKEditor, and he's going to take it the rest of the way. Welcome, Andre.
Thanks for having me, Orlando. Hello, everybody. Have I seen anybody from Czech Republic? I haven't seen anybody in the comments. If there is somebody, just let me know. My name is Andre. I'm from Czech Republic, and I work as a developer advocate at CK. And today, I would like to show you a little bit about the rich text editor. I've been working in content management systems and content creation industry for quite a bit. So I will try to go slowly. I started as a .NET developer, then I swing to JavaScript. So today it will be all around JavaScript and TypeScript. And let's get to it. So Rosendo, can you show me my screen so that we can slowly get to it? There you go. Thank you. If you have any questions, just pop them in the comments. I will try to look at them. And if I have the answers or if I know the answer straight away, I will try to shout it. If I miss it, we'll get back to them at the end. All right. So for the ones who never saw CKEditor, it's rich text editor component. So basically, if you have your application, your platform, and you want text area on steroids, you just use CKEditor. So for example, here, Salesforce, they didn't want to spend time on implementing their own. They need some rich text editing features like links, images, some collaboration features. They just called us. They put together the cooperation, and that's how we roll. Today, I'm going to talk about the starting point. So if you are a beginner or if you haven't used the CKEditor before, this should be your way. Normally, once you get accommodated to it, you already have your tool set or your starter project ready, and you start from something. So today, I'm going to provide you the demo or the walkthrough how to put it all together. Before we get to it, I honestly, and for sure, you are all knowing that I already prepared the workshop. I already have the code. So if you want to, or if you are slightly behind, or if you didn't catch something and you want to go a little bit back on this URL that Rosendo will definitely share also in the comments. It's my GitHub MLH workshop. There is a repository with the code that we will be building. So for some of you, you want to go to the script.md. These are the links to the resources. We might pop up a couple of these. And there is a walkthrough that I have here on my second monitor, and I will go through. So if you are slightly behind, or if you are not sure, or if my internet is lagging or something, just go there. You can see the little code snippets that I will be using and copy pasting, and it might help you in your walkthrough. And without further ado, let's take a look to the questions before we get it. Is it like pre-installed library without having us without us having to do? Yes, it could be like that. The core package can be installed. That's exactly what I'm going to show you. You will just basically go through the wizard and get the starter pack. So that's how it is. So we might go to the portal, and yeah, if you saw the challenges yet, little sneak peek. This is the first one. So first of all, you need to register to your customer portal. So let me just register as you would. I didn't want to skip any steps, so let me just register as you're doing. So I'm signing up to the portal, which is the UI where you are configuring what you want to do. So now I got the thank you message, and in my email account, I will just confirm the email address that it's actually me, like you would. And here we are. I will just fill my first name and last name, my role. I want to use it in the general interest, for example. This is the intro that we are using to get to know the users so that we then know how we can help them the most. By registering, you're getting 14-day trials, and you can see this portal, which I will briefly describe. This is like the UI where you're configuring your features, because some of them are running locally in the client, but some of them needs a server, like exporting to PDF, exporting to Word, some collaboration features that CKEditor offers. And this is the place where you're configuring them. Also, there is a place where you're getting your API keys. Wing wing, this is the challenge. So pay attention
Andre,
for this one. Hey.
sorry to interrupt. Could you zoom in a little bit? We've got some requests coming in the chat.
Thank you very much. I will do 125. Is it good or is it bad? If it's bad, just jump in, Rosendo, and we'll make it even bigger. All right, nobody's jumping, so nice zoom. Very good. This is the UI. There is nothing super special. I will start with the most boring part, which you don't really use as the developer, but if you are an organization, they are super critically important. So I'll start from the bottom. Yeah, you can have the users in the portal, they can have roles, and you can adjust this portal so that people see what they can see and they can manage what they are allowed to manage. So this is just the role and user module. Then there are two parts for the billing and invoices. Of course, if you're a company and you're paying for premium features, which we get to in a minute, this is where you are managing it. And this is the subscription management. CKEditor has multiple tiers, so here you can configure them, upgrade. For this one, we are using trial, so we have full access to everything for 14 days. Everything that it's paid is being marked throughout the walkthrough, so you will see what is free, what is open source, and which parts are being paid as the premium features. And now let's get to the good part, and this is the subscription definition or subscription management UI. You have these 6 tabs: quick start, overview, license keys, cloud environments, usage statistics, and upload care. I will start. We will end up with the quick start when we will get to code finally. But first thing, this is the overview, and these are the features that you see. If there is a mark for trial, these features are available in the paid tiers. If there is nothing, it's automatically in the free tier, so you can use it even after the trial period ends. Then there are license keys. Normally, if you don't have a trial, you would have just these 2, production and development license key. For the trial, of course, you get the trial license key itself. The development you are using for your local work, CI and end-to-end testing, so you can put them to, for example, GitHub Actions. You can put them into your local environment variables and use them this way. The trial is the one that has all of the premium features. You can see 27 out of the 27. These are the groups of features. CKEditor offers around 300 plugins. They are being grouped in these feature groups, so that's why there is number 27. Then there are cloud environments, because you can have multiple environments in multiple regions. You can have a development, testing, and staging environment, so that you don't mess up with your production. So here you can create your own environments as needed. Use statistics. If somebody loads the CKEditor, you get these nice graphs and statistics. If somebody is exporting to PDF or exporting to Word, they are getting to that.
Hi,
Hey,
Andre.
Rosendo.
Yeah, one last thing. A little bit more zoom. They just want a little bit more.
All right, I'm doing 150.
There you go. Beautiful.
And now we will moving away from this portal, because what I wanted to show you is when you are starting, you don't really need to take care that much of this configuration, because we have a builder, CKEditor builder, that helps you to configure your starter project with all the things that you would need, like license keys or cloud environments keys, and so on and so forth. So I will use the builder, and here you can see 4-step configuration. And with this one, I would like to really stress it out, because this is where you can test out everything you would like to implement in your application. There are many presets that will basically give you this little demo, and it's interactive demo, so I can write whatever I want. I can test out whether this feels and this behaves for my use case. So for example, we have collaborative document editor. Yeah, it looks like any other editor, but it's completely customizable. So you can have this in your web application. The same as article editor or the feature-rich editor. You can see they are slightly different. They can be slightly differently used, but at the end of the day, it's still just the reconfigured CKEditor. So it's still the component that helps you to basically work over the rich text. Of course, there are some other use cases like email editor. If you haven't been developing the emails, trust me, the HTML is much different than on the website. It's basically just the table with inline styles, and it's not ideal to make the changes in your text editor. This is much easier solution, because you are basically have the WYSIWYG solution, and then you just export the HTML that is compatible with email clients. This is something that we are not going to walk through today. Yeah, I will just slowly walk through the presets, how they are working. This micro editor basically pops up once you start interacting with the content. Notion-like, I'm sure that many of you already use Notion. So here we have Classic Editor and Classic Editor Starter. I will stop there, because this is my recommended solution if you are not familiar with CK, because it starts with really small configuration, small amount of code that you need to digest at the beginning, and then you can reconfigure and basically get to any preset that you want. Then you have the document editor and document editor starter. Inline editor, this is the one that pops up once again. Balloon editor, this is the one that I really like, because you don't have the toolbar on the top. You get the toolbar once you start to do something. And yeah, then we have the HTML editor, because you can also use it for editing your HTML the WYSIWYG way. So if you want to build a little landing pages, this is also useful too. And all of this is just one component, so you can have one CKEditor subscription and have this implementation all over your platform. But for now, we will move on with this classic editor, and we will configure features, toolbar, and installation. But before we get to it, let me check the comments. So let's start from the top. Is it better on Linux or does it not matter? It's a web-based, JavaScript-based framework, so it doesn't really matter. The only thing that might matter is when you are developing the integration. Linux and Mac OS are by default better for web development than Windows because it's getting a little bit slower. So that's might be a decision, but for running a production or deploying, doesn't really matter where it's running because it's always web-based. So this is the first question. The next question, I will just do one more. Can I replace my VS Code with CKEditor? Can it do all? Yes and no. You can use CKEditor as your development environment, but the CKEditor is just one piece of the VS Code. It's basically just this area that you are writing your code in. Then on the left, you have your tree of files, you have your terminal integration. So if you want, and if you would be really curious, I think you can fork the VS Code and use just this part for the and replace it with the CKEditor. But once again, this is web-based editor, so you would need to use the web-based version of the VS Code if you would like to fork it. Okay. Maybe I can do all of the questions before I move on, because then we will get back to the code, and I would like to have the questions organized. So what is the CKEditor for? So let's think that you are a company that has pretty various systems like CRM, then they have content management systems, like many systems, and you would like to allow, for example, some group of people to edit a couple of fields there. So you have your SAP, for example, and you would like to put the text editor that allows people to select your product out of your product listing. If SAP probably support this, but if you have your I don't know, old school legacy system that doesn't support it, the only thing that you need to do is to include or integrate the CKEditor in these places. And then once you have it, you just implement this feature of selecting the product once. So it basically allows you to unify implementation of rich text editing throughout all of your platforms. Or for example, you just want to write down the chat UI, and you would like your text on the bottom, your chat text, to support links, and you don't want to implement it yourself. Like, you just want to run the command K and just put the display text and display URL. You don't want to play with this UI and so on and so forth. You just fork the CKEditor, or you just start the development like this, and you include it into your application. So it will basically do the heavy lifting for the text editation for you. All right, we are stacking more and more questions, so I will leave them for now to the end of the session, so that we go through the to the part that we will I will show you how to sort a couple of challenges, which is right now. So I'm going to the next step. So I select the preset of Classic Editor, and here you can see the basic view where you see all of the feature groups. If you open them up, you see the features one by one. If you switch to the advanced view, you can do you can go through everything in this detailed nested list. So let's say I would like bookmarks. I would like the code block being aligned. I would like to be able to add the horizontal line. Let's say I would like to get the image. Let's say via URL. So now I can add my image via the URL. I didn't prepare any, so let me just pop out some random image by the URL, MLH. So I'm just grabbing the image from our website, from our Beginners Week. So this is from our website, and you can put it there. And now we are supporting images. We are supporting the horizontal line. I can create a bookmark here. Let's see. how to put it. So this is how you're basically configuring the starter by your needs. So now I would like to start from scratch because in the challenges we already have some things predefined. So I just went back one step, and you have this little tiny start over button. So now we reset everything, and we are at the classic editor starter. And for now, I would like to just select the emoji. And this little link icon show me that this plugin depends on the following plugins called the mention. So if I search for the mention plugin, you can see it's automatically selected. So for now, we have emojis. We can include emojis, and under the hood, we have the mention plugin selected. So I will start with this one because if you just randomly click through the features, you will get your editor, but it will be harder to orient in the code because I will be zooming it once again. So here the last last step is working with the menu bar and wrapping up things. So these are, let's say, additional configuration that you can have. So for example, this balloon toolbar, if I don't have it turned on, it doesn't pop up. If I turn it on, I will write some message. You can see that I can use the balloon toolbar. There is also a block toolbar if you're familiar with Notion. Notion is using this. So if you have some text, you can then use this handlebars to move the content up and down. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it's not. So let's turn it off right now. So we have it simpler. The wrapped, if you go crazy with the features, it can the toolbar can get a little bit cluttered. So this basically this configuration will add the drop down at the end and wrap the things that doesn't fit into the CK. And that's basically it. Now we have our preset ready. You can see it's a classic editor. It's being selected via the 14-day trial. The language, I will keep English. And now, once again, you can do the preview. So the same as we did in the features and toolbar. So you can test it out once again, just to be sure. And here we can pick the technology. For today, since it's a beginner setup, I will use just Vanilla.js so that we don't need to focus on the, let's say, framework specific things. I will select the self-hosted setup because in January we have been using CDN based. It's nothing that is really affecting the setup. It basically just says where you are hosting your source code file that we are just getting to generate. And then we are having these two options in this output setup. I will start with copy code snippets. If you already have your application, this basically will show you how and where you can put your CSS, JavaScript, and HTML, and what package you need to install. But if you are starting from scratch, I recommend go and download the project. So for now, I will download the project, put it into the download. There you go. And I will just unzip it and move it to my projects and call it, and you probably don't see it, but I will get to it in a minute. So here, if we are in the projects, this is the project. I downloaded it, I unzip it, and put it into this MLH folder. So we will go to it. Let me just open up MLH. And we will open this. And this is currently my VS Code that it does not have any folder opened. If you need any zoom, just let me know. But I'm trying to make it as big as possible. So now we are here, and I would like to open the this instance of Visual Studio Code in this current folder. So I'm using code dot as a current folder and -r to reload. You can see I reloaded it. I have my Copilot ready. So sometimes when I will be editing the code or showcasing you a code, it will suggest me a couple of things. So for now, I will just turn it off, but it's still here. It's still waiting. And this is the project that we got. So it's ready to be used. So the only thing that you need to have is have installed Node. So you can check whether you have it installed in your terminal in this folder by running node-v, and you will get the version of the node. If you don't have it, please go ahead and install it. It should be in the prerequisites for the challenges. And once you have your node installed, it automatically installs the npm as well. You can double check it once you have everything installed that you have the npm version installed as well. So now what we need to do is install the dependencies. If you are not familiar with Node.js, the most important thing in Node.js application is package.json. This is the metadata definition of the project. And here you can see we already have it pre-filled. There are no more information than necessary. The only thing that is important is we are using CKEditor 5 package, and we are using Vite to pack everything together. So it will help us to run the development environment. So these dependencies needs to be installed. So this command is called npmi or npm install, and this will basically get the definitions and load them from the npm, which is the package manager and package storage. So you can see they are being downloaded and installed into the Node modules, and that's it. Because, and maybe if I switch back, this is what will this system do is just install them. And yeah, I forget to start the package. npm start will basically run this script, which will run Vite. And this Vite is already pre-configured to open the index.html one is ready. So let's run it. And yeah, I got it open in the different monitors. So let's bring it here. And there you go. You have your starting point with the CKEditor. You can see it's already pre-filled with some data. This is how the starter project works. So you open it up and you can start testing it. The only thing that is missing is storage. So if I refresh the page, you can see I'm running Command R for refreshing the page. The storage is gone. This is something that you need to integrate it for. This is just the development component. So if you want to store it in your, I don't know, database, MongoDB, in your content management system, or anywhere else, you can integrate it. You can integrate it to do so. So maybe let's switch back, and I will show you. And yeah, before we get to it, and before Rosendo jumps in once more, I will just make it a little bit bigger once again. And let's switch back to the VS Code. The structure is pretty simple. There are three most important files for the application. For the Node application is package.json, the definition of the packages. But for the application itself, it's index.html. This is fairly simple HTML. Let me just turn down the terminal. This is just the HTML that you are all familiar with. I'm sure of it. There is some title, so let's change it to MLH workshop. And there are some definition of the icons that are being loaded from the CKEditor assets. And in the body, we have some predefined container, editor container, and editor. This is the important part. This is the div that will be re-rendered as the CKEditor once this module main.js is being installed and loaded. If we get to the main.js setup, there is nothing super special. We like CKEditor is using plugin system, so you have some base implementation, and then you are adding these features as I did it in this wizard in this CKEditor builder by the plugins. So these are the plugins that are being imported, and then you are just deciding which plugins you want to use, and you configure them in this editor config. So I'm just importing it. We are importing the base CSS styles from CKEditor. This is basically the definition how the toolbar look like and these kind of things. And then we are importing style.css, which is your imports. We already have some predefined setup so that it's 795 pixel wide on the monitor, and basically that's it. So basically just do the centering on the left and right and define the content font family, and that's it. If I switch back here we have our license key. This is the trial license key. This is the key that we saw in the portal. It's automatically propagated throughout the builder, so we didn't need to take care of it for now. And then we have editor config. Let me just make it smaller for right now, because this is the thing that we will be spending the most time later on. But I just wanted to show you what is the last command. Last command basically says, hey, give me the div with ID editor and create the CKEditor with this configuration. So you basically need just two things: editor config and div that you are rendering the CKEditor to. This editor config is consisting of two parts, or based on three. There are multiple or like many other things that you can configure, but this is the base. You're defining how the toolbar looks like. You are defining what plugins are being imported into this definition. You have the initial data. This is not super important. You can leave it empty, and your CKEditor will be empty if you don't have the loading or storing function implemented. License key, and underneath you have the section for most of the plugins that you are that you are reconfiguring or like adding additional configuration to the plugins. So this one is configuring links. So you can see that the default protocol, if you don't specify this HTTPS, it allows external links. You can configure whatever you want. If you want to know more about these features and their structure, we will get back to it in the second workshop for sure. But there is also another nice part in the CKEditor website documentation. So if you go here, and let me just pop it to Rosendo so that he can share it with you in the chat as well. This is the documentation for CKEditor. And if you click CKEditor 5 and select features, you have all of the features being described here in the system. So for example, I showed you the link. This will show you how the link look like, how does it work, and how you can configure it. And then it will tell you how the configuration can be customized. So for example, it will tell you what this all target to external links is true, automatically add underscore blank and rel no opener and no refer to the links. So if you don't know how to configure, or if you are unsure how to extend the functionality, this is the place where you should go. They are all described here, and you can test it out in these inline demos. So let's move on to the mention, and this is the important part. Here, this is the configuration of the mention. So let me just switch back to the documentation, and we will search for the mention. The mention plugin basically allows you to mention somebody from either external system or, external system, or the predefined list of the mentions. It will tell you how does it look like. It will tell you how to configure. So let's say we want to have our CKEditor to allow links for apple, banana, and cherry. Thank Copilot. I already did it twice, so he already knows what I want to set. Again, if you don't know how to set it up, there is a link to this exact page that will tell you how to set it up. And now, if I run this marker, so basically, if we go to the page with a hot reload, refresh it, and if I run the add character, I will get these three options that I configured, and I can have these mentions. Of course, this is just the first static steps. Usually, what you are doing, you are not providing the static set of the vegetable or of the fruits, but you are providing a list of users of your platform or users from the other platform. And this is how you are doing these integrations. So that's showcase of the mention, and then there is a placeholder. This is the information that is being listed if you don't have the initial data set up. So if I comment this one out, refresh it, once again, you can see this is the placeholder because the data are not being loaded. So let me just go throughout the system and set up and our script. Yes, we are here. So now what I wanted to do is you have your starter project ready. It's running. And now what you would normally do is you would like to push it to your GitHub, right? So the first thing you need to do is to initialize the Git repository. Yeah, I will close this pop-up because these are my plugins that you might not have. So I will just close it. But I just initialized the GitHub repository, and you can see it already find more than 10,000 files. So what I need to do is I need to create a git ignore. You can do it manually, but if you want to, you can ask either GitHub Copilot or the Claude to generate it for you. So I installed the Claude up front. If you don't have it installed, just go to Claude CLI, and it's basically one command to install. And I should have asked AI for that as well. Download. There you go. So Claude code install. This is the command npl install globally Anthropic Claude code. So once again, let me pop it in the private chat for Rosendo, and he will tell you how it goes. And now, if I make it a little bit bigger, the terminal, so that you can see it, it will tell you, welcome Claude. What do you want to do? It already knows where I am. You can see that it says, hey, you are in main.js, so it's in this folder. I will just ask it to generate git ignore for me. I am using VS Code and Node.js application. Yeah, he would probably know the second part, even the first part, but what I just wanted to show you, can basically ask it to do something. It will go through the system, and then it will ask you what you want to do. I didn't allow it to create anything else. This is the default behavior. But do you want me to edit git ignore? Yes, please. And here you can see the git ignore is being generated. If we take a look to the content, you see that we already have everything that we probably need for VS Code being ready. You can see that there are still 10,000 K pending changes. This is the little issue of the VS Code. So if you reload the window, and I don't know if you see it, but it's Shift Command P or Shift Control P on Windows, and you just reload the window, it will reinitialize the VS Code because sometimes these integrations are not yet very well integrated ones to each other. So I already have the git ignore. You can see that I already have these 8 files that I would like to put, because by definition you don't commit the node modules, because you can install them on every single place by this definition file package.json. For now, I'm using Command C twice to exit the Claude code. We have our git ignore. We have everything in place. And I'm going to add all the files and commit this as the initial commit, so that we have everything in our local. Now it's still on local setup. It's not on GitHub. It's on local setup. It's on local repository. So it's still being stored locally here. It's in the .git folder, which is not visible by the default configuration here from VS Code. But if you go to Finder and you allow it to show the .files, you will see it. So these are the files. And for now, the only thing that is remaining is to, and let me zoom out one bit, is to show you the TypeScript configuration, because now we are using JavaScript, and it's nice. But if you don't know what is the structure of this editor config, you can try to guess, and you can see the Copilot is already trying to suggest me a couple of things that I could put there, but they are not. They might not be reliable. So I want to use the IntelliSense, so Control Space, to see what I can put in. But if I'm seeing this is basically everything that I can put to the editor config, because this IDE does not know what format it should use for the editor config. It's just a dictionary for it, so you can basically paste anything, but it won't affect the CKEditor whatsoever. So what we want to do is to say, hey, this editor config has some type definition, and to do that, we need to run the TypeScript. So first thing we need to do, if we are transferring or rewriting the JavaScript application into the TypeScript, is to add the tsconfig JSON. And this is basically the definition how the TypeScript should transfer the TypeScript files to the JavaScript files. I already prepared one configuration for you. It's in the script.md. I will show it to you in the on the GitHub. So this is the URL that we have been sharing, and here in the script.md, if you scroll down, this is the configuration. And now we just need to do 3 things. Hopefully it's free. First, we need to rename main.js to main.ts, and now we are running TypeScript. We need to change the name of the with.config from JS to TS. And last thing is to change the link from index.html to main.ts. So now you can see that I'm already getting some issues from the TypeScript. You can see on this setup, this says, hey, this error 2345 from TypeScript might happen. If I run it, fortunately, there is no issue, because this is just the potential type error. It basically says, hey, this dash editor does not need to be provided. So for example, in this HTML, we don't have the div with HTML with ID editor. And if I switch it back, and if I open the console, I'm getting this error of not creating the initial data. So this is something that we can prevent with TypeScript. And the second part is the definition of the editor config. So let me switch back the issue from editor to editor 2. And what we are going to do is we are getting the const And config, you can see sometimes the suggestions are not the ideal ones. But for this one, yeah, we would like to use this constant. So what I did, it's basically I extracted the call of the document query selector to external variable, nothing special. The error is still there because we need to now handle and that if this editor element is null, we should throw an error, not continue further, and we know what happened. So what are we going to do? See, Copilot already knew, so maybe he is listening. So what we did is we just sanitize the editor element. But here you can see it says, hey, element is not assignable to type HTML element because this query selector doesn't really need to return the element because some elements, for example, comments are still elements, but they are not HTML elements that are allowed to be used as the placeholder for CKEditor. So for this one, we will just specify with these generics that we just want to find the HTML div element with ID editor. So now we know that this one is either HTML div element or null. And if it's null, we'll throw an error. And now we are all safe because we know that this create function that just accept HTML element or string has the correct type. The second part is basically says that our definition of the editor config is just of type any because it just automatically gets this structure. Again, it will work, but for example, if I place the hello here and I will just do hello world, we don't get any issues, but you can get your configuration into the incorrect state. For example, if I do the typo, I have no idea that I made a mistake. So let me switch it back, and I will just tell like, hey, this type for the editor config is this. It automatically add the editor config from the CKEditor, this type definition. And now underneath, you know that now you are safe with configuring everything. And now if I'm using IntelliSense, you can see it automatically load the type definition of the editor config. And for every single thing that I can configure, you already got the documentation. So you know, for example, if you want to configure the bookmark, how you can do it. If you want to configure the, I don't know, alignment or emoji, how you can do it. So this is the power of the TypeScript. And what we basically did, and let me just stop it and no, let me just run it again. We are still at this stage. We are able to add the emoji either from the toolbar or using this column. And if I, for example, do hello, so you can see people hugging. You can select another emojis by your choice. So what we are currently having is a starter project, which has pretty simple configuration, just bold, italics, and emoji, and the link. And we have it ready in our local repository. You can see if I take a look to the changes, and I don't need to use the command line. I will do it everything from the UI. So I will select all of the changes that I did. I will put them to the stage, which is basically prepared for a commit. So now I know that I made these changes in the HTML. See, I changed the JS to TS. In the main.js, this R says that I renamed the image. Renamed the file, and I made these changes. I created editor config. I defined this constant to be of this shape or of this type. I created a new line. I don't like it, so I will use this. I remove the line. yeah, this is read only, but I will switch back to main.ts here. And I will remove this line and edit once again. So here we are. The change didn't propagate it, or like was reverted. And here we have the logic for checking the editor element. So if you want to test it out one last time, I loaded the CKEditor. It works. And if I do the same thing, so I change the ID, it doesn't load. But here in the console, and I will zoom in a couple of times here, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. You can see that I got this error that I set up, so you instantly know what's happening, not that you are surprised. So let me put it back. You can see that I did this change to editor 2. I will just discard this change. Now I have everything in place. I will stop the development environment and I will commit this to transfer to TypeScript and commit. Now I have everything locally running. There is one last thing that I would like to show you, and this is the build. We are not going to deploy this anywhere complicated, but we are going to deploy this to the Netlify build. So what I'm going to do is run npm run build. I will get the missing script because I didn't define it. So I'm going to package the JSON and I will create a new script which will be called build. And it will called with build. This is the predefined command from with that will basically get all of the source code and build the production bundle. So npm run build. And here we are. So it built everything into the dist folder. It's automatically, that's why it's gray. It's automatically ignored by Git because our AI generated Git ignore has it defined here. You can see with build output in dist is being defined. And here in the assets, we have all of the CSS and all of the JavaScript put all together. You can see that we have some warning that we can optimize our build with some additional configuration, but let's not worry about this one. I will reveal this in the Finder. And I will show you a little cool stuff from Netlify called Netlify Drop. So if you want to test out your application, and this has to be the JavaScript application, you can go and you can see I'm in the private window, so I'm not even logged in. You can drag and drop. Your dist folder that I put together, and now I have my project live. So it basically just share it in this URL. So if I open it up, you can see that there is a password. Maybe I can put the URL also to the private chat, so you can test it out as well. So this is the URL, and this is the password. So I'm putting the password that I got. So this is my drop site, submitting it, and you can see this is now available. I think it's for 1 hour. Yeah, it's available for 1 hour to test it out on actual internet. So you can share this link with whoever you want, and you can just have an hour to test out how the content editing look and feel in this component, because you can copy and paste, and you will see just how the look and feel of your application that you built is. So that would be it for the first workshop. What we did was basically we used the builder to generate the starter of your application written in vanilla.js. Then we configured one plugin, which is called mention, to statically give you the mentions. We will get to the feature in the second workshop, into the, let's say, more sexy features. And then we transfer it into the TypeScript. Everything that has been set up in the local local Git repository. So for now, if I want to go to the GitHub and I would like to put it in there, I just need to go to the GitHub, just create a new repository. I will set my owner. Repository will be MLH77, for example. I will keep everything as is default. And I already did these first parts. So the only thing that I need to do right now is to go to the repository. And run the git remote at origin and git push u origin. So I'm pushing it. And I'm logged in these terminals. If I wouldn't, it would probably ask me to log in, but I am already logged in. So sorry. Here, if I refresh, I already have my product of my work here. I already have it for 1 hour deployed. And this is the repo that you can use, and this is the result of our workshop. With this one, I would probably switch to the start answering the questions. So we can pop up the first one, Rosendo. So I will leave it up to you which one you will pick.
I actually did a Freaky Friday switch with Rosendo. He had to pop off for the workshop. So you have Alex from MLH here, but I work alongside Rosendo. Do you need your screen up still, or can I pop that down while I bring the questions up?
I think you can pop it down. Yeah.
Okay. If you need it back up there, just let me know. But let's get into some questions here.
Yes. Let's do, is CKEditor like WordPress? It is and it's not. Let's say it's a sub part. WordPress is the content management system that allows you to basically store your documents. But when you need to edit them, you can use CKEditor to do that. So it's a part of it. For example, Drupal default text editor for your text fields is CKEditor. So it's being a part of the various content management systems. So it's not like it, it's a component being used in the content management systems.
Awesome.
Let's say I'm building a blog from scratch. Can I integrate CKEditor to handle writing a post? Yes, that's really the first thing that you can do. So you have your website. I don't know, you use any framework of your choice, and you want to have these editing features out of the box in your editation UI. So you just include CKEditor in this editing UI. So if you click this little pencil, it can pop up and you can change everything, you can store it, and you can store it in your platform.
And I'll ask a follow-up question there. What are maybe like the top 2 or 3 use cases or places that you see CKEditor use, just to give people other ideas here?
Yeah, I think there are like 6, the main common, but 2 of them, content management system. Like if you are a digital agency or you are a production company or you have your website somewhere, you don't want to have hard-coded content in there. So every corporate website is being built on the content management system that is storing all of the blog posts, articles, and everything. And for editing, you need really powerful features like collaborations and mentions and comments. And you either use external systems like Google Docs or Microsoft Word, or if you want to have everything integrated, you are using CK. This is the first one. The second one, which I like, and it's pretty new, pretty fresh, is chatting. Because sometimes you just want to chat and you want to add a link, you want to add an image, or you are chatting with AI nowadays, and you just need this text box to be a little bit more powerful. You want to put some image or markdown or code block just to provide it more and more context. So you can use CKEditor for these use cases. So these are the ones that I like the most. If you want to, I can share the link for the demos, which are basically showing you more. For example, Notion. Yeah, the editation itself, we call it Notion-like editation because you just want to have your wiki pages stored somewhere and have it easily editable.
Awesome. And then we'll do one final question here. I think this one is relevant because it would relate to onboarding. They are curious if after signing up, they have that 14-day period. Is there a charge afterwards? Do they have to cancel, or what does that process look like?
Yes. Most of the time, if you are not going to talk with the sales-assisted systems, so for example, if you are choosing for Microsoft or something like that, you are clicking on the free trial. So you have a trial with all of the features, and then you fall back to the free open source setup. So you just won't be able to use collaboration features or the premium features. But other than that, you can switch to your free license key, and you will continue to use the free features, which are also open source. So no charge afterwards.
Let's wrap up there for today. Appreciate you joining us again. It was an awesome demo. Hackers really excited to see what you all build with CKEditor over the rest of Beginners Week here. Stay tuned. We obviously have an awesome lineup. And if you're sad that Rosendo left, if you join the next workshop, you can see Rosendo again, and he is actually leading it. He'll be giving you a rundown through MongoDB 101 fundamentals, which it's pretty important to know how to use databases. So stick around and learn about it.
Thank you very much. It was really nice to meet you, Alex. Thanks everybody who was watching. And Mongo can be one of the storage for the CKEditor as well. So you definitely watch the next one.
See you all. Happy hacking.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.